Happy Facebook Live Wednesday. You guys got your cup of coffee ready? Let's take a sip. Let's deep breathe because today's topic is one that causes me major anxiety, but I'm noticing that with the parents I coach, it's something that, I don't want to cause anyone to feel, like they're a shameful parent and they've done really bad, forever damaging parenting techniques, because I have been guilty of all 5 signs, right? Toxic parenting is the following. And there's a lot of different ways that we can parent our children with toxicity, but these are the ones that are damaging to your kids. But you know what? If you apologize, if you mend the relationship, if you really own up to how you've been treating your child, whether they're 3 or 23, I believe any relationship can mend. And I believe that we can change the way that we respond to our children, the way that we react with anger, the way that we hold on to the guilt and shame, right? Because as an only child, I have done my share of panic. What do? I do my temper tantrums, I think. As an adult, I'm realizing that I am still that 3-year-old inside who my parents have taught me, you know what? The world revolves around you, Karen. And I've had to really retrain my brain to know that it's not all about me. It's all about my daughters. It's all about my family. It's all about creating peace and accessing that peace that resides in all of us. We all have what it takes to be an amazing mom, amazing dad, uncle, auntie, grandparent. We all are. But sometimes we allow our emotions to rule our mind, our heart, and then that's when we tend to react, right? We react, and one of the 5 things is shame and blame, which I've done. It's your fault that I got upset. It's your fault that you created this. I used to say that now my birthday is ruined. Thank you for ruining Mother's Day. Thank you for ruining fill in the blank. And that causes so much shaming and blaming. But at the time when you're really upset, you don't really care, right? You just, well, I don't know about you, but I aim to hurt because I'm hurt. And normally if you're angry, you're not going to speak out of love. You're not going to speak with, very gentle, loving words. You're going to react like you're really pissed off. You're going to be like, you know what, if I'm angry, you're going to know what you did to make me angry, or scared, right? If your child just runs across the road in the middle of busy traffic, the first thing you might say is, what were you thinking? Which makes the child think, oh, I guess my mom thinks I'm stupid. I saw someone at Walmart and she was just swearing, what the F were you thinking? Now you lost my phone. I can't trust you with my phone any longer. But the child was maybe like 4, and I'm sure that he was just playing a game, watching a video, and then he probably got distracted, put the phone down. And then when the mom realized that her phone, we all know what it feels like when you misplace your phone. I misplaced my phone last night. Actually, I misplaced my phone throughout the day. And I do the Find My Phone app, and then it rings, and it's somewhere in the house. But if you're at Walmart and you lose your phone, and the last thing you did was give your phone to your 4-year-old, you're going to be angry at yourself. But who is the anger going to be acted towards? The person who lost it, and that was a toddler, right? Or a 4-year-old. And I remember, I think I was probably scolding either Chelsea or Sabrina, and they wanted to put the coins, at Walmart, when you pay with cash. And the coin either got stuck or something happened. So my voice started getting louder, and this parent came by and said, oh, I'm sure your mommy's just frustrated. You're doing a really good job. And I looked at her and I was just filled with shame. I just thought, I lost my temper because I don't know if the coin got stuck or something happened, but out of my frustration, we end up yelling at the people that we love the most, our children, right? And I used to feel a lot of shame and blame because, if they weren't doing what they did, either they were dilly-dallying, either, I don't know, doing something that causes you stress. Of course, who are you going to blame? The person who causes stress. If they're taking too long to get ready and get out the door. And that's my pet peeve. If I have reservations at 6 o'clock, and when my dad was alive, he was really a stickler about being on time. So I was like, come on, Papa's waiting. I have to, like, use the bathroom. Oh, I have to, I don't know, curl my hair or something that you think, why didn't you do it earlier? And I probably said that. Why didn't you do it earlier? I've taught you how to manage time. Why did you fill in the blank? So that's a big one, shame and blame, right? Number 2, stonewalling, which I didn't know I do a lot of. You withdraw your love. You ignore them. Partly it's because you want to keep your mental health, right? You don't want to blow up. I would rather ignore rather than say hurtful things. So, my Chelsea would just knock on the door, mom, 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 mom. And you just think, I wanted so much to be a mom. Why? You ever have those feelings? And then, when your child fails in some way, this is my notes today, the silent treatment backfires. Because you know what happens? Your child's behavior will escalate because they would rather have negative attention than no attention. So that's what happened. My Chelsea, I don't know how old she was, maybe 13, she got a Sharpie and she wrote on our bathroom door, the inside of the door, and said, my mom doesn't love me. She doesn't want to hire a tutor for me because she doesn't care. So I guess I'm going to fail. And it's all because it was a long, Sharpied message. And I lost it. And I just told her, I know that you can do this. You don't need a tutor. And I probably said the wrong things because, it just backfired and she got even more upset. It didn't help when my dad said, you're tutoring all these kids except your own daughter. Your daughter feels neglected. Your daughter feels, abandoned. Your daughter needs tutoring. And I said, hey, Josephine, and Cheryl, yeah, my dad was like, you better tutor your daughter. And I said, well, her teacher, and I agree, believe that she, we are trying to groom her to be an independent learner, which means she can do it and she doesn't need extra tutoring. And then my dad said, what if she fails? And I know he's thinking, I've been owning up to, this being vulnerable. When I was 30, I tried to take my life. And my dad really blamed himself for it. He told one of my friends he never taught me how to lose. So when I became a parent, I knew that the best lesson that I could teach my girls is that sometimes the answer is no. Sometimes life, gives you more, not just lemons, but sour, moldy lemons that you can't even use. And you just have to, know that it's going to build resilience. Know that the world is not out to get you. You're not cursed. You didn't break a mirror and you're not destined for 7 years of bad luck. You just have been presented with an opportunity to grow, right? To grow, to learn to go with the flow. And this is why my first book, do I have it here? Let me just get it real quick. The Mama's Gotta Let Go. How to let go without losing your sanity. I mean, this toxic parenting, when I read this, I'm like, oh, I do that. I do the shame and blame. My stonewalling incident happened during the quarantine. And it was something really small, but I ended up ignoring my oldest. She's going to be 25 next week, can't believe it. But she tried to come to me and, Mom, even bribe me with, hey, Mom, I have, your favorite cheesecake. And I was like, no, thank you. I just brushed my teeth. And she tried, coming into my room. And I was just like, giving her the silent treatment. And so I told her today, how does stonewalling, or me when I didn't talk to you for 5 days, make you feel? She says, Mom, I felt like I did something wrong. And I said, that's one of the signs of toxic parenting. and I'm really sorry I did that. In fact, I think I did like everything that you're not supposed to do. And she said, yeah, the silent treatment makes a child feel that they're at fault, right? So if you take away one of my students who became a coach, she was maybe 15 and she had her Facebook taken away, right? Back then, 10 years ago, Facebook was really, really popular. No Instagram, right? No Snapchat. Hey, Barbara, thanks for popping in. But it's really, this toxic parenting where we shame and blame, we stonewall. And I thought, even my therapist said, you need to like just remove yourself, teach your child that you will not accept their behavior, right? And that's what we do. I don't accept your behavior. I deserve to be respected. If you're going to disrespect me, then I'm not going to even be here right now. So just leave my room. And Chelsea would pound the door, pound the door, pound the door, pound the door. And I would just have to just deep breathe. And I didn't say like, Chelsea, leave. It happened for, I don't know, a good half an hour. My child is very persistent. Just that built-in resilience, which is sometimes annoying, right? So I just remember thinking, and then she would tell the therapist, yeah, my mom's been staying in her room a long time, and she's playing like those word games, which I rarely do, but she probably caught me. Remember, it was like those 4 squares words or something, and I said, well, I would rather not be around you rather than say mean things, which you think, okay, I'm justifying it. I'm justifying why I can't be around you. But just saying those words, I can't be around you right now. Can you imagine if your loved one said that to you? I can't be around you right now. You would think, why? What did I do? Why are you throwing me away? Right? So that's number 2. Number 3, gaslighting. And so when I spoke with my eldest daughter, Sabrina, this morning, she said, well, normally gaslighting in her terminology is shifting the blame to the other person, right? And I said, well, in a way, that's what it is when it's gaslighting as a toxic parent. You deflect the guilt, right? So you say stuff like, stop being so dramatic. It wasn't that big of a deal. You don't even know what hard life is, right? We used to say, we didn't even have the internet. My husband would say, I walked 2 miles to go to baseball practice, even if it rained, even if it was, no matter, I got up at 6 o'clock in the morning when it was night, and I had to walk myself to school in the dark. And I used to tell him, but it's different now. And he and I were raised very differently, right? I was spoiled. I admit that now. I used to say, no, I'm not spoiled. I'm well taken care of. And my husband really, Maui, but you trusted, right? You trusted that you could walk without getting kidnapped. I think back then in Guam, though, I remember walking as a kindergartner to school, right? You rode your bike. It was a very safe, well, we felt safer. And so I told him right now, I don't know. I had friends tell me, you can't let Chelsea ride her bike to ballet, even though it was like less than, 5-minute ride. And so I tend to do that, right? It's like you deny action. She says, stop being so silly. Oh my gosh, you're being right. You're being so dramatic is a big one. But you know what we do when we say that? They lose confidence, right? And they mistrust like their intuition. They think, wait a minute, but this does bother me. Am I wrong to feel upset about it? And I had a friend confide in me the other day, and she goes, you know what, this is just such a manini, very tiny matter, but it bothers me. And it was words that were said to her. And I said, it is a big thing. If it bothers you, it is a big thing. And they need to have permission to share their feelings instead of saying, you know what, we don't have time for this. We're in a rush. We have to like drop off, we have to go to Costco. We have to get to the dentist on time. Fill in the blank. And, I am so tired. I don't have time for this. I do that, right? I come home and I go, oh my gosh, I had to tutor. Then I end up venting. And then what happens? Then my daughters don't feel that it's the right time to share because we're stressed. And if you have people pleasers in the house, I have one. She said, Mama, it's been bothering me. But I didn't want to talk to you about it. And I said, what? He goes, it's been bothering me for a few days. I was like, a few days? yeah, it's been bothering me, and I forgot what it was, but I said, next time tell me, something that made her sad that I had said. And I thought, oh my gosh, I don't know how to parent. And she goes, no, mom, it's just, it was just something that you probably didn't realize that it hurt me. And I said, well, I'm glad you told me about it. And then this is the question that you ask. What can I do to make things better? What can I do to, help you heal from being hurt, right? Being resentful. And she said, just to listen to me. Oh, I just remember what it was. Sorry, not to deflect, but I was watching Chicago Med with my husband. It's like one of our, time to bond when we have free time. And she didn't want to tell me, she didn't want to interrupt my Chicago Med time to talk to me. And I said, what? Yeah, I know you and Dad like to watch TV together. And I said, but I would never, as long as I'm not tutoring or doing like a Facebook Live thing, recording a video, doing a mom meditation, please, please interrupt me because I care about what you're going through. And she's like, okay. And she even talked to her boyfriend about it. She talked to I didn't know how to interrupt my mom. And everyone said, I'm sure she would be willing to talk to you about it and she wouldn't see it as an interruption. But this is what we should not do. How I'll pretend that this is my TV remote. It's my AC remote. And you do this, right? You pause it. Yeah? What do you want to talk about? And when we pause, whether it's putting our phone down, but we have it in our hands, right? What? Your child feels like they're interrupting because you're not giving them your undivided attention. So the psychologist actually videotaped or took snapshot photos of Prince William and how he goes to their, his little kids are so young now, right? Go to their eye level. Really look at them. Sometimes put your hand on their shoulder. If you have a child that doesn't like any physical touch, of course, you wouldn't do that. But you really look at them in the eye and you say, what's the matter? Well, why do you, what happened? Well, why are you sad? Is there anything I can do, to help you? And Chelsea told me, can I have a hug? Mom, can I have a hug? And then I read, not to let go of the hug. Let your child let go of the hug first. Well, I have a hugger who likes to hug, I don't know, sometimes it feels like 5 minutes, which is a kind of a long time to hug. So I decided to do that. And I hugged her, and then, I was like, Chelsea, you're leaning. My back is sore. So she hugs even tighter. And she leans against my shoulder. And I just thought, this is what she needs. So ask your child, instead of saying, right, you're worried, you're mad about what? Just because you lost a video game, there's a global pandemic going on, and you're upset about losing a video game? Seriously? And I know we say that a lot, right? I hear that. Seriously? So you, someone pushed you off the jungle gym. Well, now there's probably no, because of COVID, but you know what I mean, right? Something happened. Someone says something mean to them. I had a little kid, one of my 5-year-olds, the boy said, if I had a gun, I would shoot you. I was like, what? And the teacher, scolded the other boy, but no one talked to my student. And the grandma talked to him, the mom talked to him, and we mentioned, you know what, my such a very enlightening kid. He said he must have been really sad to say that to me, right, Auntie Karen? And I said, yeah, he must have a lot going on. Hey, Ed Alejandro, Na'ali'i represent. But anyway, we're talking about how, toxic parenting, shame and blame, right? So we don't say, it's your fault that we're late today, right? I had someone say, it's your fault that I'm late for work today because you're dilly-dallying because of fill in the blank. And then stonewalling, you withdraw your love, meaning you ignore them. You, and we know, right? Either that stink eye or that I am not even going to look at you because I'm super pissed off right now. That vibe, it doesn't have to be the words. And we know how to ignore our kids, right? And then gaslighting, you deflect guilt. by either saying, don't be so dramatic. You're being silly. You're worrying about nothing. Why? Why are you worrying about nothing? Or why are you so upset? There's worse things in life that could happen to you, right? And then number 4, oh yes, I do this a lot. It's controlling. We call it, you know what? I'm going to just give them words of wisdom. I'm going to give them a life lesson. That's what my girls tell me. You turn everything into a life lesson. And then my friend, Deslan Hakias from Kauai, says, Karen, you just do like a 3-minute thing. Don't turn it into a 20-minute lecture, which is why my goal is to make these Facebook Lives shorter. Oh my gosh, guys, it's been almost half an hour. So let's wrap it up. Controlling. Kids feel like the villains, right? Kids feel like the villains, not the victims. Hey, Annie. And your child, you should never, well, I sound like I'm lecturing, aren't I? But I've read that parents, right, we should not make our child feel like the villain when they are the victim. But when we are upset, and I do this, I'm being more conscious of it, and it's just being aware and observe your words as you say them, or stop, take a deep breath and say, do I really want to say these words? So I tell my husband, you know what, like if it's a waiter, we had like a waiter that didn't have the greatest customer service, and I said, I've been learning that, am I going to say something that will give love, that will make a person feel better, or am I going to say words that will hurt someone, even if it's a criticism that might help the waiter become a better waiter? But if you're stressed out, why say something that's going to end up hurting the other person? It's going to end up causing more stress, damage self-esteem, and possibly, you don't know what they're going through, why they weren't able to focus on your order. You don't know why your child is acting up, rolling their eyes. It's never about you. It's about what they are going through. So now I really flip switch and I say, okay, if my daughter is grouchy, if she is, giving me attitude, right? Something is going on with them, and don't take it personally. That's a hard one, because I always take it personally, right? And then you just let it boil within you, and you think, oh my gosh, why? What did I do? And then days go by and you go, I want to talk to you about something. And they're like, what? I don't remember saying that. Really? No, I wasn't mad. I wasn't mad at you. And you think, I wasted 3 days just thinking, oh, I'm a bad parent. Why did I say that? What did I do to cause them to be so upset? So controlling. We must release control. This is a hard one. Hey, Crystal, talking about toxic parenting. I'll do a quick review of the 5, but the last one is, oh yes, no apologizing. You never acknowledge your mistakes. This was me. I never witnessed my parents apologize to each other. I always said, when I'm wrong, I'll apologize. Until then, I'm not going to apologize. And then I hit maybe 30 or 31. It was after I met Thomas, my Maui Prince Charming, and he would apologize, even though it wasn't his fault. And when I apologize, he would just say, it's okay. And I realized apologizing doesn't mean that you're weak. Apologizing doesn't mean that, even that you're just a horrible, horrible person. But apologizing is showing the other person that you want to mend the relationship. You want to make sure that, saying, I'm sorry that I hurt you. But at the time, oh yeah, and don't say but, because when you say, I'm sorry, but, you negate the apology, right? Because you're saying, I'm sorry, but you did something really bad that ticked me off. I'm sorry, but, so you just say, I'm really sorry that I hurt you. That's it. I'm really sorry that I got you upset. That's it. I'm sorry that I lost my temper and said mean things to you. And that's it. Not easy to do, but I'm learning to do that, especially when my daughter says, so did you lie? Did you write this Mama's Gotta Let Go book and the 100 parenting tip books, and you're not even practicing what you wrote, Mom? And I just say, take a deep breath, and I said, you're right. Thanks for the reminder. And that's it. And you know what? It gives you peace, it creates peace, and then there's no bad feelings. It's amazing. It's a tiny trick that try it the next time. When your daughter or son or niece or nephew just has this explosion, you're so mean to me, I hate you, and they go on and on and on and on. So you take a deep breath and you say, I'm really sorry that you're so upset right now. Is there anything I can do? And then they might say, well, you can buy me the latest blank, right? The latest game, the latest jacket, the latest pair of shoes. Then you say, you know what? I wish I could do that right now. But right now, there's a lot of bills to pay, and I hope to get that for you one day. Guess what? You're not saying no. You're saying one day. And that alone, knowing that it's not a hard no, sometimes that answers the question. When? When am I going to get it? When am I going to get it? I wish I could tell you when, but I really don't know. I have absolutely no idea. But I know we have, the car payment. I know we have the, I say my mom's care home, right? $5,000. That's plus $300 for the case manager. It's a lot, but I wish. And one day, I hope to get that for you. And it creates peace. Okay, so anyway, top 5, right? Toxic parenting. Shame and blame, saying that it's their fault. Stonewalling, ignoring your love, withdrawing your love, just any kind of, stepping back, and you're creating distance. Gaslighting, stop being so dramatic. Work on not saying that. Controlling, right? It's either my way or the highway, making your child feel like they're villains and not victims, that you're the victim. And then number 5, of course, when you don't apologize. They role model us. So if your kid doesn't apologize, it means that, and you could apologize. I'm just saying that a lot of kids who don't see people apologizing to one another, or they think that apologies are a sign of weakness. And that's a great topic for discussion. I really admire people who apologize. It's really hard for mom to apologize, but I'm learning that apologizing is a strength. It's really something that we should strive for, because it shows that we're we're empathetic, that we have a high EQ. I should do another Facebook live on just how to increase your child's EQ and using the love language so that you do reduce conflict, you do reduce stress, and you do improve just family peace. So that's it. So what can you do, right? I talked to you about what is toxic parenting. I'm going to close by suggesting 3 things that you might consider incorporating in your parenting handbook. There's no handbook, but it's just something that, something that guides you. So whenever you feel like, I'm not sure what to do right now, you might need to set boundaries. We do not have to make our kids happy. Allow your kids to be sad. Allow your kids to be angry at you, and now allow your kids to be frustrated. We always feel, right, as if you feel like you're a bad mom if you don't fix, if you don't stop the tears, if you don't come up with a solution. So now, of course, my go-to is, wow, I know this is really frustrating, but boy, is this going to build resilience. And my daughter just rolls her eyes. But, it's going to take a lot of repetition, right? Wow, that's got to be hard. But you know what? Wow, what a great opportunity to grow. And even though it sounds silly to you, say the words repeatedly so they know. I know. Then they'll start saying it. I know you're going to tell me that this is going to prepare me for adulthood. And I go, yeah, it will. What an amazing opportunity to grow. Number 2, be open-minded. This is a hard one because we only know how we were parented, right? I'm calling it not the new normal parenting. It's the forever changing way of parenting. The pandemic has changed the way that we parented, and it's making us realize that the way that our parents parented us, the way that we were raised with, a lot of it was harsh discipline and, you need to fill in the blank. It no longer works with the kids today. And a parenting coach I interviewed said if something is wrong with the family dynamics, it's not about the kids. It's about how the parents are raising the kids. When they say, these millennials, they're like this and that, we are part of the whole, like we're raising the millennials. And I took a step back and I thought, what? And you think about it, and their lives are, it's like they don't know how to wait, to be patient, because everything is fast, right? We didn't have the microwave, right? We had to actually cook it in the oven and wait for the water to boil. They're like that, the internet is slow. Wait a minute. Why is it taking so long to download, right? Upload. Why is this traffic light so darn long? And that gives us an opportunity, guys, to just slow down and teach our kids it's okay to wait. It's okay to get stuck in traffic. It's okay if someone rejects us. It's okay no matter, hey, John, it's okay no matter what happens. You know why? Because we can handle anything that comes our way. That's the bottom message. That's to be open-minded, to say, you know what? Help me understand. Help me understand. When they say, you don't understand, help me understand. And then be silent. That's what I'm working on. And then, of course, number 3, listen to, not to fix. A lot of times, like, I listen so that I know what the next thing to say is to make the situation better. Listen, and I'm going to repeat my daughter, Chelsea, age 19, who said last year when I interviewed her, any child wants to be heard, wants to be understood, and wants to be just accepted and just seen as worthy. So when we just like, oh, you don't even know what you're talking about. Yeah, wait until like you get to be my age and you've lived life. You're only 13, you're only 19, you're only, 20 something, you're only 5. You don't know what real life is about. That really is, controlling. And that really is not making the child feel like they're important. I make my 5-year-olds feel so important. I used to be like, wait a minute, we got to do this worksheet. We got to do this worksheet. When they go, oh, wow. If you change the letters from this to this, you get a whole different word. Oh my gosh, Miss Karen, do you know that Spider-Man or Avatar? And they deflect. They are in 1,000 directions. And I pause now and I say, really? Tell me about it. Their eyes light up like, wait a minute. You're going to listen to what I have to say? I go, yeah, you know what? You have 2 minutes. Tell me everything you want to say about Avatar or anything about, wanting to visit an alien on Mars. Their eyes light up. Our kids, no matter how old they are, just want to be heard, understood, felt valued, and just not judged. So don't gaslight, don't stonewall, don't shame and blame, don't control, and just learn to apologize. If I can do it, and I'm a spoiled only child, military brat, as people used to call me, if I can do it, anyone can do it. Because ask my family, if you eat the last ice cream in the fridge, if you eat the last potato chip, which someone did last night, I won't say who, I've learned to tell myself, hey, maybe this is an opportunity for me to learn that things don't always go my way. That was a hard one, right? So teach your children. It's okay if things don't go your way. Does it hurt? Yes. Does it make you angry? Yes. Do you feel like that the world is just cursing you? Yes. But, we are experiencing a lot of just horrible tragedies. My mom's care home, the caregiver's mom just passed away. My daughter's best friend's grandpa just passed away. One of the ladies in my mom's care home passed away. One of the ladies who used to be in mom's care home was a lovely, lovely lady named Francine who always asked me, so how are you doing? How are you? And she had Alzheimer's, so she would keep, asking it every 90 seconds. She just passed away a couple of days ago. So you know what? You don't know how long you're going to have with your children. So love them. Apologize to them, and let them know, you know what? They are perfect exactly the way they are. And guess what? You guys are perfect just the way that you are, because if you are engaging in toxic parenting, we all are. At one time or another, we all are. But being aware, right? And just observing what words come out of your mouth, and just deep breathe before you speak. Oh my gosh, it's like one of the longest Facebook Lives I've ever done. But I hope that it, touched your soul, or it kind of, opened your mind to what we are doing as parents and how we have a huge, huge opportunity to just raise our kids to be resilient, responsible, and respectful. It all depends on our interactions with our kids. And if you haven't seen it, I don't have it with me, but if you are on, oh, my dad's friend is calling me, but midweek, this week, they did a little book review. So enjoy that, Hawaii Filipino Chronicle. They also did, hey Sharon, they also did a wonderful book review. Go on KHON 2, Living 808. They gave me a great opportunity to share my parenting tips. So that's still on KHN 2, KHN 2, Living 808. They have it on their website. And then Catherine Cruz, for public radio, The Conversation, that's her show. She just interviewed me. Don't know when it's going to air, but yeah, I'm excited about this parenting journey. If you have any comments, any requests for a particular parenting challenge, please email me, Karen at lettinggowithaloha.com. Instagram, you can message me. Also, Letting Go with Aloha. If you want to see parenting interviews, all 100 parenting tips. I've interviewed mental health specialists, interviewed like over what, 50 different people. And I've interviewed a seventh grader who shared how she felt about how her parents are supporting her and how it makes a big difference in her decisions. YouTube channel, please subscribe. It's Letting Go with Aloha. And thank you. Bye.